obviously. Funding for venture capitalists has plummeted over 60% from last year, but a portion of that $787 billion stimulus package could ignite some VC activity. So we're going to find out how. Chuck McDermott is a partner with Rockport Capital. Kim Sanchez Rael is a partner with Flywheel Venture. Great to have you both this morning. And Chuck, starting off with you, give us the state of the business. How challenging is it to be a venture capitalist in this environment?
Well, we fund innovators, and innovators need markets. And in a situation where we have the toughest financial climate since the Depression, companies small and large are feeling it. So we do feel it in our portfolio. But that being said, we invest in an area they call clean tech, clean energy technologies, renewable energies, clean water, et cetera. And the market drivers overall remain very, very strong for those markets globally.
And Kim, also your assessment, what is the state of the business like right now?
Well, I agree with Chuck overall. One thing I'd add is that the capital markets that venture capitalists rely on for exits and liquidity for their investors are quite depressed right now. The IPO market has been at a historic low, and mergers and acquisitions activity is also at a historic low. That being said, venture capitalists tend to make very long-term investments. We expect to have our capital in our companies for 5 to 7 years, and so we take a very long-term view on these opportunities.
Well, Kim, is some of that changing, some of that strategy changing? Though I read a report last night about one venture capitalist that is actually just putting smaller amounts of money in smaller companies, just kind of bringing back some of the investments. Are you switching your strategy a little bit, or are you staying on the long-term road?
So at Flywheel, we're really sticking to our core investment strategy, which is we make investments in early-stage companies. We put small amounts of capital to work. We always have. We're a relatively small fund, but we do hold those investments over a long horizon.
Okay. You know, Chuck, when you look at a market and it's illiquid, you look at where the liquidity is, and that's when we would like to talk about the stimulus package, which conjures up images of getting money out the door and investments out to sectors like green energy, like some of the sectors that you deal with. Does the stimulus money offer a path for some of your investments to follow?
Yes, I think it offers a bridge back to a more robust general economy. So the stimulus package has at least $30 billion in direct spending into the clean energy area for renewable technologies, for advanced transportation technologies, energy storage, energy efficiency.
Have you seen any effect of the stimulus package yet in those industries or in some of the people that you're dealing with?
Well, the programs are just being released really as we speak. There's an announcement almost every day from DOE on new aspects of the program becoming eligible for application. So I think we're going to see the dollars really hit the marketplace Q3, Q4 of this year and probably the first half of next year. And
do you see that's when you might see a little pickup in your business as well? Or are you seeing that as a connection for you?
Well, yeah, I think that it helps drive markets for these companies. I don't know if it's going to drive exits immediately, but certainly it's going to provide a lot of pull for solid-state lighting and advanced battery technologies and green building technologies and the types of things we invest in routinely.
And Kim, you mentioned the importance of having an exit as well as an entry. Why do we need to pay attention to whether or not there is an exit during these times?
Well, I think we have to take the long-term view. But one of the things that's important is to maintain the health of the venture capital industry as a pillar to our economy. It's actually one of the critical building blocks, I think, for our recovery. And if you look historically, there was a recent study that showed that about 20% of the U.S. GDP and 12 million jobs are in companies that were once venture-backed. So I'm really excited and bullish on the venture industry because we can take a long-term investment horizon. And because I think creating these jobs is an important part of our recovery.
But as you're doing some fundraising, where are you turning to get the money?
Well, as we raise funds for our portfolio companies, we turn to folks like Chuck and other venture capitalists. This is a relationship-driven business, and what we try to do is build what we call a syndicate of investors around each one of our portfolio companies in order to build their horizons and expand their networks.
And Chuck, real quick here, we're looking just back at the previous recession in 2001, where we saw a lot of venture capital go into the healthcare sector. Do you see a similar trend here with this recession? What sector do you think is where there's going to be a lot of money flowing out of this recession?
I think that healthcare will get a certain amount of the venture capital dollars. It always has. But I think the new story this time is the emphasis on clean energy and clean tech. A major part of the global population is coming online as energy users. We have a great degree of political alignment here in the United States and really around the world on attempting to make a transition away from a fossil fuel-based economy into more renewable sources of energy. So those are gigantic markets that have many different areas of opportunity. So we think that that's going to continue to be an area of growth within the venture capital world. And
you have the government backing as well into some of those policies and ideas. Kim and Chuck, thank you so much for your perspective. We appreciate talking to you guys within the venture capitalist market. We appreciate that very much.